Howdy, and welcome back to the channel. So, on this lovely morning, great, perfect, I decided that I need to go to Raleigh and pick up a car. And I don't think I told Cindy yet, but she'll be really excited to spend this morning, icy morning, driving 2 hours south. But it's for a good reason. More on that once we get moving here, so stay tuned. Perfect. Can't wait to drive 2 hours with these lights on. Not sure why the ABS popped on. Probably just something clogged one of the sensors. Check engine light popped on the other day for a lean fuel mixture. I don't know. I'm not concerned. All right, so we finally made it out of Richmond on this beautiful day. Headed down to Raleigh. So yesterday I was browsing Craigslist and unfortunately tried to branch out to cities kind of out of my usual hour and a half, 2 hour radius for searching, which is unfortunate because I immediately saw something that I wanted. It was a 1998 E36, a BMW 323IS, 5-speed manual in a beautiful gold color with shag seat covers. High mileage car. 200 and some thousand miles, but you know, whatever. It's a E36 BMW. I've owned one before. I kind of miss it. They're fun little cars. Not the best engine, but you know, still kind of peppy and fun. Revs it out. Yeah, so I called up the owner, which wasn't the actual owner. So backstory on the car is imported apparently by his grandfather in 1998 or 99 or so. And it's been in the family ever since. So this is technically a one-owner car. It probably bounced around between the family members for a little while. But unfortunately, the grandfather apparently died last week. And their funeral is today. And he said, you know, I called him up, I Venmo'd him, the car's paid for already, sight unseen. He was, you know, kind of concerned, just like, hey man, how do you know I'm not going to scam you? I'm like, well, I don't really care. I trust you, seem like a good person. I got your license plate. Sometimes you kind of have to do that. Take a risk, but yeah. So I have to get to Raleigh and pick up the car before they leave for the funeral today. So I've never had that encounter. You're buying a dead guy's car who's literally going in the ground today, and I need to beat the clock to the house to pick it up before he's even in the ground. So that's the challenge for today. Got about 2 hours left. Cindy's very excited to be here with me on this Friday morning, and we'll check back in when we get to the car. All right, well, we made it. Waiting for them to pull the car out. This is probably the first time I've purchased a car that was in a garage, so they're gonna go ahead and grab that. All right, here it is. Just a quick walk around before we take off here. I gotta throw a plate on it. Man, this thing is super original. Had a clutch put in it about a year and a half ago. It really was the grandfather's car. The grandfather and the grandmother drove it for a while. Pretty darn good condition. Tires date stamped 17. So again, it's not so many miles put on it. I've got. Oh man, here's the title. I've got all the original records from the local European specialty shop. You know, everything seems to be pretty functional. I'm gonna put some gas in and get on the road here in a minute, but just a quick walk around. You know, just has to need a good wash. But yeah, I'll try out the heat and everything in a little bit. It's got the old E36 foggy headlights, but that can be fixed. And then a cracked fog light there, but I mean, it's complete, so I'm gonna get it out on the road and give it a good once over. But yeah, I'm happy. And as is tradition, don't need to check the oil or anything else. Just slap some seafoam in it, and you know, then drive it back a whole bunch of miles. It's a good plan. So one thing I never do is check the air on the tires. They were all about 23 because they've been sitting for a while, so Glad I did that. All right, so we finally got out of the city, and man, this thing's great. I'm super impressed. You know, there's something about buying a car that was actually owned and cared for and loved by somebody. It really makes all the difference in the world. So apparently this has, again, the tires are date stamp 17. I'm assuming the owner didn't drive it for a longer stretch. I'm glad I put air in the tires. There was only, 23 PSI, and it had a little bit of vibration after I drove it out of the garage. But now it's pretty darn smooth. I'm going 80 right now, 3,000 RPM. Everything's working very fine. Steering's nice and tight. Usually E36 is a pretty loose steering. Again, it just feels good. I did a couple downshifts, pull and hard pulls. The Kibo's not cracked. I don't have that clunkety clunk of a rear subframe bushing, or if these old E36s in Mercedes, sometimes the rear glass or the rear windshield gets loose, but this doesn't. You can kind of hear it move around over bumps, and you can seal it shut. But it's very original, very honest. No dash lights. I think there might be the thermostat might be stuck open. It hasn't really come up to temp. If I cut the defroster off, it'll move up a little bit, but right now it's just above where it should be. Should be probably past that second tick there, but that's nothing too concerning right now. Again, it runs great. It has some heat in it. I'm not too worried about it. I just noticed they recently changed the oil, or recently, at least about, let's see, 400 or 300 miles ago. So I'm good on an oil change. Cruise control works. This is a 98, so it does have ASC. I didn't try the windows. Yeah, windows work. Usually a lot of E36s have problems with the windows coming off track. Headliner's good. Again, this is just my quick initial impressions. E36s are not known to have high quality headliners. Usually they're sagging or coming down or full of staples. Back seats look like they've never been sat in. They probably weren't ever sat in. Again, everything looks great back there. It is great. The brakes feel good. Supposedly the brakes are in good condition. I can't wait to go through all the records. Just kind of reveal what kind of service history this car's had. But again, no rust, needs a wash. The clutch feels tight. It definitely was a new clutch put in. The shifter feels great. It's notchy, but not too loose. So usually the bushings are kind of shot. At least it was in my old E36. And yeah, I'm just buzzing along with the full tank of premium fuel in it. 30 miles on so far. Gas gauge hasn't moved much. I'm assuming I'm gonna get at least 25-30 miles per gallon. Look at this little 6. It's got it's pretty punchy, but I should be able to get pretty decent miles per gallon on it. I mean, this thing's really is great. Manual seats, I'm really excited about that. No weird electronics to worry about. What else? I really can't think of anything until we get back and really kind of go through it. I mean, it's pretty darn good. My original E36 was a 94, and this was a 98, so you got a couple extra airbags and ASC and probably some Vano stuff, but yeah, I'm good. Check oil regularly. I didn't do any of that. Didn't check the coolant or the oil. If you do that kind of stuff, you're in for a bad time. You might as well just be ignorant to it and you'll be fine. You kind of use the dad mentality and just muscle through it. So got a couple hours back to Richmond. I'll update you if something happens, but yeah, this is good. I think I did okay. So quick trip update. Now again, this car has 221,000 miles on it. And look, this is 75 miles an hour, no hands on the wheel. Let me get it going straight here. I mean, it just tracks straight. There's no crazy vibrations. There's no steering wheel slop. I mean, this is impressive. I mean, this is really good. I've driven a lot of BMWs, older ones with higher and lower mileage, and this thing is, man, killer. I mean, this guy really must have taken care of this. Yeah, man, this thing's good. All right, downshifted into fourth. Gonna do a quick little pull here. And yeah, not bad. Again, everyone I've told that I was gonna pick up this car, and even myself, had a lot of hesitations about the 323. But it's a peppy little motor. I'm not wanting more power. I've driven E36 M3s. I think they're quick. I think they've got okay power, but they don't feel fast. And I think it's just the chassis. I think the chassis is not super tight. It's not as, it doesn't put the power down like some other cars that I've driven. So again, something like this with a 5-speed, I think it's perfect, way more fun. Usable power, I think's the word, and it doesn't leave me wanting more at this point, especially on the highway. If you look at this, the miles per gallon, or you look at the range here, I've used just about a quarter of a tank of fuel and 130 miles. I mean, so I'll fill up and do the calculations at some point, but I might be getting over 30 miles per gallon, which is wild, especially for a car like this. I'm running at just around 3,000 RPM, so not too terrible, around 80-ish miles an hour. Speedometer's a little bit quick, a couple miles an hour off, but again, not bad at all. All right, so I made it back, and absolutely no issues. And I'm just continually becoming more and more impressed with the car. The more I drive it, I just took it for a spin down Riverside Drive, one of the windy, fun roads in Richmond, and it has a whole lot more grip than I really anticipated. Probably because of the lack of torque. There wasn't really any, any type of body roll. I mean, the body roll was very minimal. Had a whole lot of grip. I didn't lose the tail end or anything, even under kind of spirited throttle. Super balanced, and yeah, just a whole lot of fun. It's been a while since I've had that much fun in an older car. Most of the cars I've done on the channel, besides the 911, have kind of been older sedans and Range Rovers and Land Cruisers, but it's been a while since I had something that's pretty sporty. So let's do the quick walk around. So I haven't washed this car, done anything to it yet. Obviously, it's got the cloudy headlights and whatnot. That can be fixed. It's missing the badge. Every single E36 is missing the badge for the most part. But yeah, again, tires, great tread. Doing a quick once around the body. These flares, it looks kind of like dirt. I might be able to get that out. But other than that, the paint is in great condition. This car probably was legitimately garage kept. Now it does have its issues. This bumper's cracked. I don't really mind. The gold color kind of blends in. The paint's not faded at all. Really great color to it. It's not super scratched up or anything. All that can get kind of buffed out and cleaned up. Really straight panels down the side. No rust that I've seen. Even the trunk lid, I got a little bit of a scratch right there. I'm not sure what that is. Couple little scratches here, but that all can be buffed out. The seal on like I said, the seal on the rear glass is nice. The lenses for the taillights aren't cracked. Again, just a couple little blemishes here and there. A couple little scrapes there. Nothing too bad. The next thing I want to do really is kind of confirm the things that the owner, his grandson, told me about the car. He said it had newer brakes. They look pretty decent. Not a big lip on them or anything. He said new front struts, which those might be new. There's no creaks or anything. The top of those bushings look fine. Also said it wasn't rusty. Get under there a little bit. Looks, yeah, oh yeah. Looks super clean. Again, the front end is really tight. For 221,000 miles, it's amazingly tight. Let's check out the back. Pop up under there, it looks decent. Yeah, I mean, it looks great under there. Nice. Go ahead and pop the hood too. All right, pop the hood. Engine's nestled in there great. I mean, again, it's not the It's not the 28 or anything like that. Most of these have power steering leaks. I don't see anything major coming off of that. Maybe a little bit of condensation down there. But listen to it. I mean, super smooth. Like I said, I really appreciate a dusty engine bay. It's not always open. It's not cleaned up. It's not all glossy and greasy. Everything is just super original. After this, I'll just show you the books I have on it, because I haven't even looked at them yet. But you know, it all looks really good. No leaky valve covers or anything. Oh, I'm good. I'm just taking pictures of the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, appreciate it.
Make sure you're all right.
Oh yeah. Nice neighbors. But yeah, I think that's pretty much for the outside. Jump on the inside again real quick. It needs to be clean. I love these seat covers. I'm getting a lot of hate for my love of sheepskin seat covers. I had them on one of the Range Rovers. Really do like the manual seat adjustments, all functional. I haven't cleaned anything in here. It's all super original. Oh look, the temperature's up there too. That's good. Stays about the same. Glove box. I checked original manuals and whatnot. That's pretty neat. Got the little BMW flashlight, mats. Probably need to put some aftermarket mats in here. But again, door jambs look clean and original. Look at those back mats. They're in almost perfect condition. Back seats, I mean, look, they're obviously almost never sat in. Back rear windows are not fogged up or anything like that. The glass seems to be all original. I mean, there's dust back here. I have to like wipe it down because there's cobwebs. Headliner's good. I think I mentioned that before. Haven't tried the sunroof yet. All the other functions are good. I'm gonna need a little shifter layout for that. This works. The little trip computer, not really. I don't care. Those are useless anyway. Let's pop around to the trunk. Look at that. We got the original BMW first aid kit. Nice. Pretty complete. Oh, don't want to crack that off. And a little mounting box there. It needs to be cleaned out, but looks like the original spare and tire. Not rusty under there. I know there's sometimes rust. Let's check out the toolkit, infamous BMW toolkit check for completeness. Almost. I don't know. That looks like most of it. Still labeled as BMW, but again, most of the stuff goes missing kind of first thing. Yeah, all the lights work. Heat, AC works. Yeah, this one is definitely going to be a personal keeper for me. I will have to sell some of the other cars, probably the 960 Volvo wagon, and maybe the Jag, just because it don't really makes sense for me to own all those kind of family cars. It's good to have something that's kind of quick and fun again. But yeah, that's the initial walkthrough. I'm gonna head back to the house and let's go through the paperwork that came with it. Powertrain is really smooth. Gearbox is really smooth. Downshifts are smooth. Again, this is not a new car by any means, but usable power, good grip. Really not a whole lot not to like here. I mean, I even dig the color, honestly. You know, gold's not for everybody, but I think gold's coming back. Really nice. So another big part of buying an older used car is going through the previous owner's maintenance and seeing what was done and hasn't been done. Again, it's the first time looking at it, and let's go through it real quick. So first thing on the list about 6 months ago, and what's the mileage? A couple of 100 miles ago, a new drive shaft and oil. And it's, again, this is good because then you can see what type of oil they were using, so you can carry a replacement and whatnot. And, you know, so in case, because it's a BMW, it'll definitely burn oil. But yeah, so that's $700. 2018, it looks like it has a new fuel pump and sending unit. That's pretty good. Here's a big one. Replace faulty clutch, flywheel. So transmission came out, new clutch went in. $1,400. That's a good thing for me. Drive shaft flex joint. Every BMW needs that. That was $378. That was in 2019, so they weren't really in order there, but it's all good. Another oil change. Awesome. Drive belt for the air conditioning. Tire installation, 2018. Nice. So yeah, again, everything I was told is really is checking out. Fog light, air duct. There's your struts, just like you said. Another $1,000. That was in 2019. So again, this is all pretty recent. More stoplight switches, no oil level. All good stuff. Suspension struts, control arms. Nice. $700. All right, there's another oil change and a valve cover gas for 2017. I mean, again, I think you get the point. I mean, this is perfect. All the things that you usually have to replace in an older car have been addressed over the years. Regular maintenance. I mean, that's exactly what you want to see on an old car like this. Unbelievable. I mean, I don't even maintain my own personal cars this well. This is awesome. This is awesome. And then one day when I go to sell it, you know, I'll continue the records and again have some good information. Like power steering hose, perfect. Output shaft seal, control arm bushing kits, and oil. I mean, this is great. So yeah, I think I did good. I think I'm no reason to go through every single record known to man, but it's all there. It's all pretty neat. And you know, that's what sometimes it takes to find something. Again, sometimes you get lucky, and I think I did. I'm definitely going to keep this 323. It'll be a long-term car. If you like what you see with the channel, I mean, again, I need to stop buying things. I have to sell some things, but until then, we're having fun with it. And if you like what you see, please feel free to subscribe and check out the rest of the stuff on my channel. I'll check back in when I got some more news on the car. Thanks.